All right, it happened in course of this election, talking about zoning, where the PDP fielded former Vice President Atiku Abubakar against the hues and cries of Nigerians that, look, they should stick to this zoning formula. That wasn't followed, and the PDP came out with former Vice President Atiku Abubakar. Now, Nigerians are waiting for the APC also, according to them, follow the zoning formula. At least it should go to the southeast. Somewhere along the line, our beloved President Bola Ahmed Tinubu succeeded in the primaries. He emerged victorious in the primaries, and he became the flag bearer of the APC. Now, these are the two major, or will I say heavyweight party, yes, in the country. Not underestimating a very, very powerful, strong third force that swept across the country, the Labour Party. They choose to follow zoning, and a P2B emerged. And of course, we are still feeling the impact of OB in Nigerian politics vis-a-vis through the Labour Party. Yes, they follow the zoning formula by zoning it to the southeast, but we all know what happened. Of course, after Nigerians came out to decide, they went to court, the result remained the same, and the APC emerged victorious in the polls, and even to the Supreme Court, they came out tops. Bringing it down to Edo State, our election is starting off next year, another off-cycle election. And I've been clamoring, we have to zonate, follow the zoning formula. For fairness sake, it needed to be zoned. It needs to be zoned to this particular zone in Edo State. Many parties are saying, yes, for fairness sake, it should be given to the center, to be precise. Some are saying, no, forget about zoning. Let's focus on competence. Competence should be the watchword. Competence should be key. Competence is vital. Forget about the north, the south, the central. Give it to the person that will take Edo to the next level. Yes, for the PDP, they have been projecting various aspirants, but some are saying from what they can dictate, from what they can read, from what they understand, is being given, so to speak, right now. No primaries yet. From what they can perceive, it might just be given to the central. And a strong comment came out from the APC saying, look, we are not going to base this on zoning. We are going to base it on competence. So they come out with the force, no zoning formula. If you know you're strong enough, if you know you're competent, go out to the field or test your popularity, and let's see if you can manage to come out tops, no matter where you hail from the north, south, or central. All we want is someone that can take us to the next level. Between zoning and no zoning, that is where we are right now in Edo State, because the election is coming up, and it's coming up real fast. With me here in the studio to talk about this, I have a political analyst, an entrepreneur, a politician, a very vibrant youth leader. Join me to welcome Samuel Ehigato, a.k.a. Aras. Welcome to TMI on this edition. I appreciate your coming. All right. So very close to him, he is an activist, a politician, political analyst, and has been so vocal in terms of this Edo State gubernatorial election. Join me to welcome Zachary Idris.
Thank you so much for having me.
I wanted to add weightlifter to your name. I was like, no. I just think it gives you this push-up, this gym, and all that.
We have to keep fit because the journey ahead of us.
It's fast.
We are not only going to be fighting flesh and blood. It's going to be fight against principalities
and powers
and rulers in the highest places.
All right. We're expecting the likes of Barrister Daniel Begier. He's an Israel, of course, a barrister. Thank God Iluebe, when they come around, they're going to share their own thoughts and opinion in this particular discussion. I want to start off with you, Comrade Ras. No zoning formula. The APC was so blunt about it. And those cities that have been thinking about it say, come on, what about fairness? What about spreading the butter across all parts of the bread for us to have this unique taste? What happened to after the north, the south? What about the central? Where do they stand? But let's come up with this no zone procedure right now, instituted by the APC. Take it up from there. What led to this, and is it healthy for our election?
Wilson, thank you very much. You know, I explained something very exclusively last time. The PDP specifically have zoning in their constitution. You understand? So they are bound to abide by it. Though in the last presidential election, something went wrong that led to the anger of people like Wike and many other PDP bigwigs, you know. Because when you have something in your constitution, you have to abide by the constitution. But like in APC, I repeat again, we don't have zoning in APC constitution. The situation of zoning came to APC based on, it is already like a practice. You know, it was like a young party that came up on board to challenge a party that was there for years, that had practiced this zoning system, that has practiced this particular political way, you know. So APC coming on board had to kind of imitate, even though with that it's not in our constitution, for the purpose of equity, for the purpose of all-inclusiveness, you know. So this is a different situation. Like in Edo State right now too, though many people are clamoring for zoning by all political parties, but first and foremost, it is the PDP that have that constitutional right to say, I want to zone it to this place, or I want to zone it to this. But like the APC, every candidate from the south, from the north, from the central, has equal right. Has equal right. As long as APC constitution is concerned. So now, we now have to think of what you said before, competence, capability. Because at those states, as we are speaking, I still believe we are on stagnation. We need somebody that will really take the bull by the horn, not only think of the civil servant alone, but also of the general folks. Because what we're seeing right now in those states, the civil servants are very well taken care of, but the general public are not feeling the impact of that, of this development. So, but we need somebody that understands the people. We need somebody that understands the civil servant and say, okay, let's really take this state to the next level. We should be more than this already. We saw what Wike did in River State in a period of 7 years. It's wonderful. We saw what Umai did in Homeboys State. It is wonderful. Those are the kind of things we want to see in Edo State. For crying out loud, Edo State is richer than Homeboys State.
By far.
But you can see what is going on there. Infrastructural development, the civil servant development, everything is going side by side. But here we are not saying that. So we need somebody. So how do we now choose? How do we now know this person? First and foremost, we give everybody the opportunity to present themselves.
All right.
Though we are not going to take their words alone.
Yeah.
Because we have this mentality that politicians say a lot of lies when the election is coming. They're going to tell you heaven and earth. But we, the citizen, have to be able to filter them. What has he done before when he had the opportunity in the civil service? What have he done before when he has opportunity as a politician? What has he done before as a community head? In whichever position or capacity he have, be able to serve Nigerians. We are going to look deep into that. Then after, it is now left for the people to decide, or the party himself, the leaders, do we now zone to have a little bit more sideline or streamline to fewer people? Because as our president in APC, I think we have over 56 candidates.
56.
Over 56.
In APC.
In APC alone. you can imagine that. So how are we going to streamline now this 56? to 1 or 2. It's a lot of job.
Okay.
So I think the zoning will still come and play a role, probably at the end. But let's hope.
Probably at the end. Don't forget that it was a strong statement last week that one of your chieftains said, look, we do not practice zoning. It's open
Because it's not in our
to all.
constitution.
I'll come back to you. Idris, what do you feel about the stand?
As a neutral, you know, I will speak as a neutral, and I am one of those who is very sympathetic to the zoning, not to zoning as it were, but that power should go round. Yes, I am very sympathetic with it. I have spoken strongly about it, and in 2023 general elections, that was one of the reasons that influenced the candidate I eventually supported. So if you look at it, there are people who have head to lead this country are not restricted to a certain part of the country. Similarly, those who have the brains to lead Edo State are not restricted to a certain part of Edo State. They are equally spread across the 3 geopolitical zones. So I am very sympathetic to zoning as it were. I believe power should go round. I believe everybody should have a feel of it. But that does not mean that we will have a competent hand, a decent candidate from here. Then we'll decide to pick anywhere belle face from a place because purportedly they are favored by the zoning. Another thing I must underline is that zoning to a particular place, in this case ASAN agenda, or zoning to the ASAN people, is not the same as zoning to fulfill the whims and caprice of a particular politician. By that I mean, ASAN agenda is not equal to Governor Obaseki's agenda. No. ASAN agenda is to bring the ASAN people, to integrate them into the political firmament of the state. They've not always been out. You know, we've had ministers from there. We've had speaker from there. We've only not had governors since 1999. But to equate that to the feeling of a particular politician is something that I do not totally agree with. And in this case, Mr. Governor, there are plenty candidates in the PDP who are of ASAN extraction. Plenty, decent, well-meaning candidates. And like I have been advocating in the last few days, to bring somebody who does not understand Edo State, somebody who has lived all his life outside Edo State, schools outside Edo, no business in Edo, no school in Edo, no house in Edo, nothing in Edo, just because he bears an Edo name. And in this case, look, it's even not a bad thing if you have spent all your life outside Edo, but you should be able to come home, integrate with the people, talk to the leaders of these societies, talk to your traditional rulers, talk to your youth leaders, talk to your people, speak your language. In a situation where you just come and you queue behind a certain politician and you expect us to queue because you are from a certain part of the state, it's something that we must all reject in its entirety. So I believe that power should go to the central, in all fairness. But I also insist that we must, the centralites, I consider myself a centralite for the sake of this next election. I'm from the north, but I consider myself as a centralite. Power will go there in the mighty name of Jesus. We will get there.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Divinity is part of it. Yes. We must put our best foot forward.
Okay.
Let's look for an homeboy. It's important.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's look for an homeboy that can speak the language, that can associate with the people, that understand, because Central is very key. If you look at Edo State, Central is in the middle. Edo Central, the Eastern people are right in the middle. A man who will unite, who will bring the North, who will bring the South, and unite them in the Central, make that Central the epitome, the center of development. But to bring somebody who does not know even how to say, or why no, it's not going to work, because you'll be understanding.
I will come back to you. Because right now, nobody has said there is an anointed candidate.
I did call
it's not
anointed, but
out
we know
in
we
the
are talking
open.
about.
You understand? Now, he talked about fairness. Don't you think that with this no zoning policy of the APC, that is going to shatter the importance of fairness in the game? Having an even spread of the governorship
Wilson.
mantle?
Wilson, you know my opinion very well.
Yes.
In the last programs I have come, I have tried to make you understand that for me, Samuel Igiato,
Yeah.
I would have preferred to be zoned to the central.
You would have preferred?
I would have preferred to be zoned to the central for fairness and all inclusiveness. Because the North have had their share, the South has just had their share. It will have your opportunity to also give the central an opportunity to express themselves to a new generational Edo Central. Because the central that have ruled this state, we have the old extractions. And now we have fresh brains. We have good central line that are ready to take power, are ready to develop the state. And most times, we have always have it very good when power is with the central and with the north, more than when it's with the south. With all fairness. But I am just one person in APC. I only have my opinion. I can only speak my opinion. But the decision still lies on the constitution of the party.
So are you now going to just say your own opinion to focus on the constitution of the party? Is that what you're saying right now, that your opinion doesn't matter in this particular issue?
Until the party make a decision, I have no opinion over the party.
But now
because
you're
the party is
opinionated.
supreme. The party is supreme. Whatever decision the party makes, if the party decides today is to be given to the central, even though I'm supporting a southern candidate, does not help anything. If the party decides today to say everybody go to the field, whoever takes it in the field, and it now fell to the hands of a southerner, I have no choice than to work with that candidate from the south.
Against your own conviction?
Yes, it's the choice of the party, because the party is supreme. Because in other words, you will not expect me to leave my party, probably because I favor an ESAN, or I wish it should be given to them for fairness and inclusiveness. Does not mean now I will not go and betray the APC party in the election ground to work for a PDP ESAN man. No, I can't do that.
Hold on now. Are you not saying that if you should go against the party's choice or decision, is a betrayal, despite your conviction?
Yes, it's anti-party. I'm a strong party leader. It will be an anti-party. The only thing I can do, I can tell you, Wilson, as we all sitting down in the beer parlor there or wherever we meet, I like this man. I like this man means if you want to support him, give your support. But me personally, I will go that day, I will vote my party man. I cannot do otherwise.
You can't do otherwise?
No.
I'll come back.
Because it is already a system created by Nigeria that without party, you don't have a candidate. It has already made the party the supremacy. So individual of us have opinions. We have choices. That's why you see before primaries, you see this man supporting this candidate, this aspirant. You see this man supporting this aspirant. You see this man supporting this aspirant. The moment after the primaries, all heads comes together to choose to work for the candidate of the party. It's a system created.
So for you now, party is supreme.
It's supreme.
I'll come back to you on that. If you take a look at the landscape, you get to realize that even aspirants from the south are indicating interest. Let's say we have someone from the southern part for almost 8 years now. Would it be fair to zone it back again to the south from your own candidate opinion? So not putting on the hot seat. We have to speak true to power this time around.
If you say 8 years, South has added for 16 years actually.
16 how?
Chief Lucky Benedion was from the south. Chief Lucky is from Okada. Okada is in Ovia Northeast local government of Edo South Senatorial District. Our governor, our present governor, Governor Godwin Obaseki, is said to be from Oredo, can't confirm. But he's from the south.
He's from Oredo, please. You've confirmed it already.
There is Orion one. I think there's a village.
Anyway, let's follow what the man said he hates for.
Okay,
please,
so
let's continue with that.
Oredo.
Yes.
Oredo is in Edo South Senatorial District. So that's 8 years of Chief Lucky, Chief Lucky, yes, and then 8 years of Governor Godwin Obaseki. That's 16 years. Edo North, on the other hand, has added for 8 years under Comrade Adam Shumole. I agree, the numerical strength is here in Edo South. But even as a big brother, you must also make sure that when you are sharing inheritance, it goes round. That's how you avoid strife in the family. That's how you are, especially now that even the state is divided into two by road, bad road. Edo South now, it is easier for somebody from Auchi to go to Abuja than for somebody from Auchi to come to Benin. That is an error that we have never talked about in this state. A fundamental error in development, in living. How is it possible that somebody from Okpela, it's easier to go to Abuja, it's easier to go to Lokoja? People from the two of our biggest industries in Edo State are in Okpela. The two cement factories.
The chemical factory.
Now, it is people from Okpela, these cement factories do business with Lokoja, do business with Okene, than they do business with Benin. Is that not capital flight out of the state? And we are pretending like we are pretending like Edo State starts and ends within the
but these are federal roads.
Of one. I agree that
these are federal roads.
Has Tinubu ever passed through Ekpoma? President Tinubu, has he ever driven through Ekpoma? We have only had one minister since the beginning of Nigeria that drove through Ekpoma Road. That's the mind that just came now. Yeah. Even the minister of works has never driven through the road. Who goes through the road? Edo people. As a leader in this state, that's one of the reasons I believe that centralized should have, because I don't believe that an Edo centralized will sit in the office of power and watch Edo State divide into two in his own senatorial district. Those who pass through the roads are Edo people. We have seen state government build federal road before. It's not new. It's not novel. We saw it in Akwa even in Akwa Ibom. We saw it in Rivers. We saw it in Ebonyi. This talk of federal road is a distraction. Let us. We are talking politics. We are not talking development. The next time you bring me here for development, we will say certain things that we cannot say now. The politics of it is that let us strongly consider a central. We agree that they have the least population in the state in terms of voting
minority,
strength.
but does not matter.
We agree. But let us consider a central light. Let us try. But in trying, we should also make sure that we are not inadvertently queuing behind the agenda of a certain politician to bring one person to become a godfather. After fighting godfatherism, you now as governor want to become a godfather. Many people will say, it's not going to happen. The candidate we must support will be the people's candidates. And we have abundance of the people's candidates in Edo South, in Edo Central, in Edo North. But as for me, I believe the Central should be considered. Another thing I need to correct. In the PDP, some of the leaders and the youth, those in the cyberspace, supporters of the PDP in the cyberspace, we are so fixated on fighting a Philip Shagu from Edo North on fighting his candidacy, that they forgot that we also have Edo South that have the numbers. So Edo Central and Edo South, we argue who we go. The prominent candidates are beginning to emerge from Edo South. And you cannot argue too much with Edo South because they have 52% of the population. Yeah. So we have to kowtow. We have to appeal to their conscience that please, let us consider central. So I am speaking to those I told you, I consider myself a centralite till after the election.
After the election, are you not being partial? Are you not being partial right
now? We have to bring our best foot forward. There is the kind of candidate you will bring, and I'll end this point with this. There's the kind of candidate you will bring that even your enemies will be forced to agree with you. It happened in Labour Party when they brought Peter Obi. Peter Obi won vote from every part of this country. Peter Obi won the highest vote in Abuja. Abuja is not central. Peter Obi won the highest vote in Lagos. Lagos, where the president comes from. Nobody was even arguing with Peter Obi in the southeast. Here in Edo, a PDP state. Thank God some of us were there in the obedient movement. We won. He won.
Anyway, the result is there right now. The one is part of the other part.
Oh, I mean, the one that was announced.
Hold on.
The one that was announced.
Exactly, please. This is why I say, watch your emotions. Calm down. Okay. Calm down. You talked about 57 plus aspirants in APC. And you said, look, no zoning. How do you think your party will bring out the best, or will I say put in their best foot forward, knowing fully well that we have numerous interests in that particular political party?
Wilson, if you look right now from the APC, we have numerous candidates that is not known to none of us. All those travelers, call them travelers.
Why would you call them travelers?
They fly from America, come and buy ticket, and they want to come and rule at those states. Let's call them travelers. There are very many. They are not known to the grassroots.
But they have the interest of Edo State at heart.
Yeah, they have the interest, but they will never be able to manage the interest of Edo State because they have no connection with Edo people.
Politics is local.
Listen, let us tell ourselves the truth. The problem we have in Edo State today is because we brought a traveler to the system. We trusted in his ability. We trusted in his knowledge. But he was a traveler because he did not have the knowledge of the Edo people. He did not have the connection to the Edo people. He did not know the problem of Edo people. He came with his traveling ideologies to service the civil servants because that's what he was knowledgeable.
And he's doing well.
Yes, I told you, the civil servant enjoys it. But what about the Edo people?
The voter is a micro.
They are
less
just
than 2%.
10% of, let me just give the 10%.
Are you underrating the power of the civil servant?
The democratic impactation
Sorry for interjecting.
There's a problem there.
Sorry for interjecting. You know that if the civil service, like what you said, they are doing so well, it will trickle down to the economy.
That is what is not happening right now.
They have sisters.
It's not happening right now.
That depends on them.
Which is not happening right now.
But it's happening.
But people are still swimming erosion out of their houses now, even with the functional.
Hold on, please continue. I'll come to you on that.
Look at it.
Yes.
When you want to choose a candidate that you can believe in, that you can trust in, we should go to our drawing book. A candidate that has a connection with us. Just like what my brother said just now. If he's from the central, a candidate can say, oh, why? No.
I can say, why no?
He has his people.
Yes.
The one that can say Lamogun. Not say good morning instead of Lamogun.
One can say Ramamo.
Thank you. The one that
That's
can,
what we want.
that can relate with his people. Interject with his people. Interact with his people.
Are you not saying that this person is not in question, cannot say what you're saying right now?
At all.
Are you sure?
I'm sorry. I work with this present governor for 4 years. I've never saw him one day speak Bini, Edo language. In all the occasion we have gone to.
Hold on.
Listen.
You are missing one.
I said for 4 years. I don't hear her speak.
Look, you are missing.
Maybe you heard it.
He's the governor of everyone in Edo
All
State.
of us,
and
yes.
our common language is English.
I have met him on occasion in Edo State here.
But will you fight him for that?
The community occasions.
Our common language is English.
Listen, brother.
So please.
Listen.
Yes.
Let's tell ourselves truth. You said we should speak power to truth.
Yes. Speak
that
to the
was your
power.
first language. If you want me to speak power to truth, then allow me to speak the truth. If I say I'm an Edo man from Edo South, from Uredo, and I go to the community to go and campaign, and I cannot greet them in my language. I cannot speak with them in my language. What is the conviction that I'm an Edo man? There is something that happens we call it in Yekogba. When you want to go to Yekogba campaign, where I'm from, they will ask you, who is your father? Where is your father from? Where is your mother from? Because they want to know if you are their person, if you are their own. The moment you can introduce yourself and be able to identify, you see easy followership, easy understanding. They will not be able to tell you their real problem. But when you come and speak big English, they are sleeping when you are speaking big English.
Okay.
How do you gather them as your followers?
All right.
People that sleep before you even finish your big English.
Okay.
You say we are general language. Leave general language for one side, Mr. Wilson. We need a real Edo man now.
Hold on.
Whether it's from North, whether it's from Central, whether it's from the South, it must be the one we know, the one we can knock on his door.
Okay.
And he will answer.
Not be the one when not get house for Edo State.
I'll come back to you.
Some of them now, when they come take governorship, they come they build house.
I will come back to you, Samuel. Just
don't
hold
want
on
to start
now.
one again.
Okay, hold on now.
Enough
we
is
want
enough.
to go for a break. When we return, we're going to take it further. Someone said we need Homeboys versus no zoning, and of course zoning. It's like we're going in for a lecture today, because Edo citizens need to be conscientized, need to be exposed to some of these facts, the essence of no zoning or the essence of zoning. What do you think should take prominence? Is it going to be competence, or we share the cake evenly across the 3 senatorial districts? Don't go away, we'll be right back.
TMI, every opinion counts.
Thank you so much for staying tuned. Join us right now in the studio is a legal practitioner, barrister. Thank God. I hope I got that name correctly.
Ilogbe.
Ilogbe. Please, let's correct that name. Ilogbe. I think I have to correct that name because I wrote Aibangbe. Not to worry. We'll see what we can do to correct it. So, barrister, welcome to TMI. Our comrade Zaraz and, of course, our comrade Zachary have been talking at length about this no zoning policy of the APC. But from their heart of heart, they are saying that they would have loved to give it to the central. But from what Aras said, they said it's going to stick to the decision of his party, that they cannot go against his party. His party is supreme. So if they say fine, central, good. If they say north, well. If they say south, no problem. As long as party is suitable for him, would have been central. And of course, Zachary maintained the same notion, saying, look, for fairness sake, after all, Edo South, if all the calculating the exception of Edo State, they've gotten a fair bite of this cake going to 16 years now. Why for the north, 8 years? For the central, it would have been at least under 8 years, not for the fact that Samuel Sumbo's victory was upturned in the court, and that gave it to Comrade Adams and Leo Shomole, meaning they don't have any taste yet of this particular office of Mr. Governor. What do you have to say about this?
Mr. Wilson, thank you for having me this morning. For me, the zoning system, as it were, is an implied system of ensuring that all facets of the senatorial districts have a fair share of the governorship election, even though it is not expressly stated in our constitution. It only makes sense if we allow some sort of zoning to take place, so that a particular geographical zone of the system does not feel disadvantaged or cheated in the running of the affairs of the state. As it were, because it is not expressly stated, every political party has a right to feed its candidate from wherever geographical zone they so deem fit. But for me as an individual, I think it is the turn of the Edo Central to produce the next governor of the state. Like we all know, the Edo South has taken a great share of the governorship of this state. Likewise, the Edo North. But for the Central, they've not been so advantaged. However, it is not something they will get without some level of negotiation. Because you have to give us candidates, whichever political party, you have to give us candidates that knows the job, that will be able to do the job, that will be able to take us from the present state that we are in the state to a better administrative system. So it is not going to be a situation where we say, oh, we all zone it to Edo Central, and then they do not give us good candidates. They must produce good candidates. Whichever political party that is going to produce a candidate for us, they must be candidates that we all must have confidence in. We all know, we all believe has the capacity to do the job of being the governor of Edo State.
It's all about competence for you.
Thank you.
But majorly speaking, it should be given to the central.
Yes, Mr.
If you take a look at the state of the central right now, according to reports, the aspirants vying for this position, they are too many. No, just take a look at the number. Some are saying that is a huge disadvantage to the extent that the APC plot might just work wherever they feel, because you get to see Labour Party, you see the central aspirants running towards Labour Party, you come to PDP, you see central aspirants also. Those are not beginning to backtrack, because of some person's body language, but still they are still there. If you take a look at the number, all aspirants, all political party, they are over 100 on making a mistake. Would this number come up for that particular central? Some are calling it small central. To them, they are mighty. I mean, no disrespect to central. Do you think it will work to their own advantage?
Look, politics is a game of numbers, and no matter how many persons come.
And we're dealing with numbers right now.
Yes, no
matter. Calculation.
Fact, they say it's only in life that too many cooks spoil the broth. In politics, the more the merrier. So having a large number coming from Central, in fact, now convinces us that Central have equally as competent hands as either the South or the North. Again, what I will now suggest to political parties, because I cannot advise them, I'm not their member. What I can now suggest to political parties is that, see, look beyond Naira and Kobo, because this thing happens. I have spoken to governorship candidates in this state. They'll say, oh, when we went to Party A, the first question they asked me is that, do you have 5 billion? 5 billion to do what? A man wants to be governor, you're asking me if he has 5 billion. Tomorrow, the man comes and he builds a conduit pipe. He built a pipeline to funnel your resources directly from Lagos from a government as in Osadebi Avenue to Lagos. You begin to quarrel. Why do we put money forward in all these discussions? A man who has been a civil servant for 30 years. A man who has been a reverend father for 25 years. A man who has been working in one sector or the other for that his entire salary is not up to 100 million for the length of time he has worked. You ask him to go and bring 5 billion. Are you not inviting thieves and drug barons to come and be your leaders? So please, political parties, this is to you. That somebody has come, you say, oh, go and bring 5 billion, go and bring 2 billion, only because he wants to be governor. You are inviting crisis on top of yourself. You cannot keep a lion with your chickens. You may be feeding that lion. One day that lion is hungry, your chickens will go in for it. If you are not careful, you the owner, you will go in for it. So please, let us de-emphasize money politics. Look at a sellable candidate. Look, there is a way this can be done. That when you have a candidate from APC, you have a candidate from PDP, you have a candidate from Labour, you have a candidate from YPP, and any other political party for that matter, whoever wins, it will be a win-win situation for the state. Whoever wins. If you bring a decent man from here that you know this man will not steal my money, we know them. Oh. We see, let's not deceive ourselves. In this politics, we know
what is decent man is from South.
Well, I have said.
What is what is from the South? What then happens?
I have said.
What is from the North? What then happens?
We have thieves everywhere.
Okay. And we have decent men everywhere.
Decent people everywhere. So what I am now insisting is that look for a decent man in your party who, maybe for me, because I am a centralite for the sake of this project, look for a decent party, a decent man from your party from the central, who will not steal money. The primary problem we have in this state is stealing of money, stealing of public money. That is the problem we have. Otherwise, money we have is more than enough, if properly managed, to fix our problem. Anybody who comes to tell you that there is no money is telling you lies. There is so much money in politics that, look, in fact, some politicians have told me that politics is an elephant. The more you cut it, the more it continues to grow. So if you manage this money well, it is enough for everybody. If you manage this money well, look, everybody may not become billionaires overnight, but everybody will be happy. Yeah. Listen, if I come out from my house and I don't have to stain my shoes, new shoes that I just bought, will I not be happy? If I have in my family 2 persons have jobs, 2 don't have, will those 2 not take care of the 2 that don't have? But in a situation where the whole of my family, the whole of my extended family, the whole of my family's family, nobody has job, and you tell me we have a government.
Okay. I will come back to you. Well, when I got to the point whereby we are taking a look at the numbers, right? After all, politics says it's a game of numbers. Yeah. The number of aspirants, I don't want to call candidates now because of not going to the primaries.
The
aspirants. There are over 100 from all political parties. And I said, is that not a disadvantage to the central? He said it shows that we have competent hands emanating from the central. But politics, don't forget that underlying factor, numbers. Is it to their own advantage or disadvantage?
Listen, when I came about a few months ago, I told you something. the Edo Central, they have the same little mentality like the Igbos, the Easterner. When you say bring one person, there will be 20. Everybody want to contest. That manner has always been a disadvantage to them. But this time around, as far as APC is concerned, that I know, if you see what happened in the last meeting of the Edo Central Senatorial meeting,
Yes.
they try to streamline now the quantity, the amount of people coming from Central to contest. I think they were about 16. I think they are trying to streamline them to about 6. Maybe from the 6, we'll still have about good, tested and trusted 3. We hold on to that. In the Edo South, let them streamline themselves from the 50.
From the people, can they do that?
But
Keeping in mind power has been here for 60 years.
What the Edo Central now have to do, which I believe is negotiation with the Edo South. It's negotiation. It's appalling because definitely, without no doubt, Edo South has the majority, has the vote, has the power to decide who will be the next governor. It's just like the issue with the presidency. When I told you that without the North, Obi cannot win the election. Without the North, Tinubu cannot win the election. Because the North has the number. They have the majority. We must hold them to ourselves.
Just like Edo South having the majority.
Yes, now, yeah, that same power. We need the Edo South to make a governor. So my appeal is that the essence should appeal to the leaders from the Edo South to be able to work with them. They have the power, yes. They have the majority with them. But with negotiation, it is possible. With understanding, it is possible. If the we say minority, Edo North is even more minority than Edo Central.
No, they are. Edo North is more than
In terms of
Edo Central.
votes.
In terms of votes,
vote
Edo
power.
North is more.
Okay. In whichever way, if we take Edo North with Edo Central, we have already built a certain amount of vote. Let's say 30%, 40%.
That's around 48% of the vote.
No, you can't get it all now. I'm just making a calculation.
Yeah.
You can't have it all.
For your party.
Labour Party will have it their own.
For your
PDP
party.
will have it their own. I'm just talking of the general point.
Yeah, general
Even
one.
though it's PDP, you want to collide now to have the majority. First, you must first of all appeal the North. When you have the North, you already have like 30-40% of the vote. Now, if you're able to convince 20-30% of Edo South, not the 100% of Edo South now, you have got the governorship. But we must still appeal to the Edo South leaders for understanding. That is just it. We must appeal because the Edo Central have good heads too, sound minds, decent ones that we know. Whether in each part, in individual party, even like Imaso Rice, he's a very nice man.
I wouldn't want to start mentioning names. I have reasons for that, please. I have reasons.
Where it's like there are people from there
Yes.
that are very sound in different parties. But how do Edo people now make a decision and choose the best?
Chosen the best.
How do we now know who's the best? And we go back to where we said before. We must have competence. We must know his past track records. And he must be homeboy, according to my brother.
Yes, homeboy.
If he's not a homeboy, we don't want travelers.
Fine. Fine.
We
No,
don't want
this
travelers
issue of
again.
homeboys and travelers is causing so much confusion right
Yeah, because
now.
what you don't understand, Wincy.
Yes.
You cannot
Majority
solve.
of those aspirants now, they are travelers. We have about 60% of them are travelers
Okay.
that brought money from abroad to come and buy tickets. That doesn't know what Edo people want.
All right.
So let's just of us streamline these travelers out.
Okay.
They will not live with the homeboys. We will not know the best homeboy for the job.
I'll come back to you, Samuel. Travelers as homeboys. Well, I'm still going to ask you the same question that you can dedicate the travelers come homeboys. Someone said we want homeboys, and he gave a vivid explanation of what he meant by homeboys. My own definition might be different from your own definition, but homeboys are always homeboys. The naked strength of the central / the number of aspirants coming out from that place, he likened them to the Igbos of Nigeria from the southeast. Do you agree to his own description of people from the central part of Edo State in terms of this election? Their numbers of aspirants coming out, is that not a disadvantage?
For me, I do not think it is a disadvantage because first and foremost, the floor is open. Those who are interested and have what it takes to lead the state are expected to come out and show their interest. So the more, the merrier. Rightly said by him, they look like the Igbos. Once you say there is a political office available, everybody wants to show interest. But like we say, it is not about showing interest. You have the qualification in today's political arena to become governor of the state. That's the question. There are rudiments that are expected of you to contest and win an election. There are so many factors involved. Like my brother here said, political parties are to be advised to de-emphasize the importance of money. We have not gotten there yet. The importance of money as of today cannot be overemphasized.
Because some are saying that is the most important credential. That is the most important credential in politics right now.
That's what today it is the most important. As of today, we have not structured our system to make sure that money is not involved. And I want to use this medium to advise the aspirants. Showing interest in a political election like this, you must get yourself ready. If you are not ready, leave the field. Let's know those who are ready. We need money and we need money. If you are contesting and you are not ready to bring out money, please, I'm not sure you are serious. Because at the end of the day,
you are not serious.
Yes, at the end of the day, you will be deceived by those who will eventually bring money. Because politicians, for who they are today in this country, they are there to get what they can get from you as an aspirant. And if they must work for you, these are the factors. We have seen it played over in this country since 2007. Money politics have been taking its fair share in this system. And we cannot just automatically now tell aspirants today that, look, there's a way we are going to do it, money will not be involved. If you are not ready, money is a major factor. Please, let's know those who are ready. Apart from that, yes, your ability to make a difference in the system when you eventually climb the seat of power is a major factor. It's a major factor. The problem we have had as a nation is corruption. We have people who know what to do. We have people who know how to do it. The only problem is that they have put their personal interest far ahead of the public interest. And which is a function of all of us too. We are also part of it. Because if we see someone who has made money, we do not care how he got his money. But if he gives us a few naira from it, we start worshiping him. Technically encouraging him to get the money the way he gets it anyhow. Whether positive or negative. So we are a function of a system that is seriously backward morally. And we only pray that we realize the disadvantage it is causing to us and work hard as individuals to correct it. To your second question, homeboy. There's nobody who's not a homeboy. People travel for business purposes. People leave their environment for various reasons. If you are familiar with the environment, you'll be able to likely perform better. But what do Nigerians really need from our government? Are they rocket science? Are they things we do not know? Are they things the homeboys and so-called non-homeboys do not know? Good roads, electric system, a lighting system, and then maybe accommodation.
Hospitals,
these are very few things that Nigerians need. Nigerians are hardworking people. We know how to take care of ourselves if you get these basic things done. So whether you are homeboy or not homeboy, you know what we want. The question is that, have you been able to manage your greed? Have you been able to manage your selfishness? Have you been able to manage your stealing attitude? Because Nigerians, for who we are, we just pursue money, not asking what we need it for. Everybody is struggling to get money, as if you are going to live beyond 200 years. You keep saving money, you keep keeping money for who and for what? It's a madness. It's a disease of its own, which we all need to sit down and begin to cure individually first before we start thinking of our neighbors. Like the Bible will say, you look at the finger pointing to your eyes first before your neighbor's own. Remove the one in your eyes before your neighbor's own. Because we are all immersed in this madness where we pursue money without asking what is the need for it. And that has been the bane of our leaders. All of them want to make money, and you keep asking, what are they going to do with it? Are you going to live more than 150 years? And your children, you think you are keeping this money for, are they idiots that cannot work for themselves? Are you telling us that you are producing idiots? Grandchildren that are borons, who you think cannot get the kind of knowledge that you have gotten to make money that you are keeping money for? In any case, you don't have anything you are going to take out of this world, not even your children. The money, your wives, your children, whatever property you are claiming to be yours now, you will die and leave all of them. And you will never remember whether you once had them. So why chasing all these things at the detriment of your state, at the detriment of your neighbor, and even at a worse detriment of yourself? Because it shows a lot of stupidity and madness. For me, as a Nigerian, I know that our problem is just our greed, our corruption. If we can tame this, put any idiot there, he will perform.
Any idiot to perform?
Yes, he will perform. If he can manage corruption, he will perform. Just tell him, let him just tell us, I'm not going to steal. You will learn from him. I will learn from him. He will learn from him. And before you know, the change starts. But when we have a governor or a president who cannot give us direction without teaching us or indirectly helping us to steal, then who are we going to copy from?
Over now to you, Zachary.
I beg to disagree that a homeboy or a non-homeboy would not matter going forward. The truth is, if you do not know your past, you are doomed to repeat your mistake. We have lived with a man, for example, who has more friends outside Edo State than he has from Edo State. And we have all seen the effect, the impact it has had. I'll give you a vivid example. If a contract in this state is given to an Edo man, because normally politicians give their friends contract. Let's establish that. That's an established fact. If you give your friend who is an Edo man contract, for example, he will buy the wood from Edo State. He will buy cement from Edo State. He will buy furniture from Edo State. More importantly, or most importantly, he will use laborers from Edo State. But if you give it, if those Lagos boys now, those ones that are removing their middle name to put Osaibovo or Efosa or Osesele or Agbozoadu in the middle, your name before is Sheung F. Idris. Let me use my name so that nobody will accuse me of anything. Your name is Sheung F. Idris. You now remove F, you put Sheung Osaibovo Idris. All your life, all your documents, all your achievements is Sheung. We know you are Sheung. Now you have removed the middle. Now you are putting Benin name, you are putting Esa name, you are putting Esako name because you want to be Edo by force. We know you are not from Edo. We know all these things. Now back to my earlier analogy. If you give it to your friends in Lagos, all they do is to buy everything, load it inside one truck,
and ship them down.
Bring it to Benin, install it, and go. When you pay that your friend from Lagos, he will likely take the money and repatriate it as a whole back to where it's coming from. Now my question is, what is the definition of capital flight? That is the definition of capital flight.
But the question now is, will you enjoy that facility or not?
No, look, that one is number one. That we are going to.
Will you enjoy the facility or not?
You will enjoy the facility if it's.
Will that facility not improve the economy or not?
No, you also.
Because you know what?
No, we have to look for.
We are only looking at one side.
Yes,
what about the impact on the economy?
We are coming to the other side.
All right.
Now, again, if you elect an own boy, for example, let's even say the own boy you elected is a thief. Is a thief. He just came and stole all the money. For example, he just came, like most of them do. He just came and stole all the money. He will likely invest the money in Edo State. He will likely build schools in Edo State. He will build houses in Edo State. He will give the money to his friends in Edo State. That is the man who is a complete thief. But no matter how smart you bring an outsider, we have seen it. We are talking practical here. Eventually, the money will be repatriated out of Edo. Now, let us come back home. In this next election, we have experimented enough. Edo should be in the scheme of things. A man took Ebonyi from the backwaters of Nigerian discourse and put them in a world map, and put them in a global map, and put them in the Nigerian map. We have had it in Edo State here before. That Edo State, not before when they were discussing Edo State, they used to discuss us with Zamfara, discuss us with all those states in the backyard of this thing. Now they put us in front in the last administration. Now we are going back to where we are coming from, and somebody is saying we should not talk about it. Look, like I said, there's enough to go around. Then back to your question about ASAN or no ASAN. I still insist that please, I'm using no. Yes, please. And I also need to quickly correct the impression. From the statistics, Edo South is around 52%, 50-52. Edo North is around 35, 36. Edo Central is the smallest, we know. But Edo Central also deserves to have a feel of it. If not for anything, the fact that Edo today, it's easier to go from Auchi to Abuja. It's easier to go from Benin to Lagos than it is to go from Benin to Auchi or from Auchi to Benin.
All right.
It's an error that must be corrected.
All right. Now, you raised the point about negotiation, that the Central must negotiate with two other parts of Edo State, the North and, of course, the South with the highest population. From what is really happening now, do you think there's a chance of negotiation? After all, everyone is wanting the same thing.
Listen, politics is about always lobbying. That is part of politics. To lobby is politics. And Edo Central have the full right, has the opportunity before the primaries to lobby those they believe they can lobby, to do all their needful homework before the primaries. And there's nobody that is above lobby in politics. There's no one man that will say, I don't agree. Now discussion. Interaction. So what they need to do, they should start now. First of all, do the homework in their place, streamline the candidate to their best. Once you streamline your candidate to your best, start negotiating, start lobbying. Those that might give it to them. Because I know from the feeders I'm getting from the street, there's this love.
A lot of sympathy.
There's a lot of sympathy, a lot of love for this, that it should be given to Edo Central. Go to the market, go to different places. I was in Lagos Street area recently. You see the way the people they talk. These are Benin's, no people. These are not some people. These are Edolites. Among my youth, I see the attraction just for the fairness and inclusiveness. Many people are sympathetic to it. So it will have been better to really give them the chance. Let them give us the chance. If after 4 years they cannot perform, it can be changed too. Because election is every 4 years. It's not compulsory you must be there for 8 years. Then if it cannot do well, the majority of people might take it back again.
And who is the majority?
The South.
Interesting. Well, the majority does not do well.
Then what happened?
Like the majority has not done well now. Who is taking from them?
No, like the majority that just left nice from Edo South.
Yes.
He has scored maybe 30 over 100.
It's not for you to decide because
No, it's my opinion.
It's his opinion.
It's my opinion with him, and I have a right to it. I have a right to score. So Edo South, I used the language before. If you look at most times, we have always have it better when the minority rules. We have always have it better when the minority rules. Maybe it has to do with that we don't want to lose them. So they want to perform. They want to show,
you have to earn your place.
So that they will know that they tried. If you take the period of this president, even though it's not even recognized, of Sarima Osumbo for 1 year, 6 months. If you see the development, the job he was rushing to do, why? He knows this is what Edo people want. He wanted to really give it to us. But most time,
I'm going to raise a yellow card again. Stop mentioning names. I have reasons for that.
I'm just using people as examples.
I know.
You understand
I have
me?
good reasons for that.
Okay, sorry for that.
Please.
But one thing you have to know,
Yes.
we have always have it better with the
Minorities.
So my appeal remains the same appeal with my brother, that we should appeal to the Edo South leaders to give the essence, a chance.
Okay, now do you see any of these aspirants from Edo South stepping down? He said they should appeal. from what you can see, do you see them stepping down? For anyone from the central, knowing fully well that some of them are flagged off campaign already, that they are going to the field, everyone should come try their test of popularity in the field. Bryce, thank God.
Mr. Wincy, like I earlier said, I said technically zoning is not in our constitution. And as far as the governorship election is concerned, you cannot tell anybody not to contest.
Yeah.
So the field is wide open. The negotiations are still ongoing. And we expect some persons to consider and step down. But on a larger note, I also know that when you tell a man he can win a battle, you give him the assurances that he can win a particular battle, he hardly wants to renege from such a battle. He will say, when I can win, why should you ask me to step down? So that pride and ego will always be there. Let's go to the field. Why are you begging me to step down? But it may not be as we are looking at it. It's all about semantics and calculation. They may eventually come to the field and lose out, even while not stepping down.
Yeah.
This is politics. But in my view, my advice to them that, look, the sympathy is already towards the Edo Central. And you never can be too sure that if you go to the field, you may be able to win an election. Therefore, I am seeing most of the aspirants who already think it is their turn not stepping down.
Not stepping down?
Yes, I am seeing that. But let's watch how it unfolds. With time, we will see how the political intrigues will go. The leaders are there. When we look at the political parties too, we know that there are a few leaders that call the shot. That's why I was saying just now that, look, you cannot ignore the role of money in these elections. So as a politician or as an aspirant who is really serious, you should get yourself ready. Because the leaders will talk to all the aspirants, go and bring money. And they will be watching those who will be waiting to play it the way
Are you now accusing the leaders of selling this position? Is that what you're saying right
I'm
now?
not accusing them.
But you say they'll tell them go and bring money.
Yes.
How? Were you there?
Money will be spent for campaigns.
Money
Money will be spent for mobilization.
Yeah.
Money will be spent to keep agents on the field. Will be lost because of some of these things. We are aware. Irrespective of the sympathies a lot of Nigerians had for Obi. The financial aspect was lacking. The refusal to release money was a major factor. And so when you see this thing, practical reality, I'm a pragmatist, I look at situations the way they are. So for an aspirant, who they will say, go and bring money, let's mobilize. I think a better word, not for us to put in the pocket, but we want to use it to mobilize. We want to use it to mobilize. So if you cannot give us money for mobilization, it means you want us to go and fail. Therefore, we cannot support a candidate or an aspirant who cannot release money for mobilization. So obviously, that candidate will be, that aspirant will be shooting himself in the leg without knowing that other aspirants have gone to pay. So that would be a very serious disadvantage for any aspirant who is not ready financially. Nobody is forcing you to come and run. Nobody is begging you to come and run. And if there are a few people who are advising you as close friends, tell them to bring some money to assist you. So that at the end of the day, you will be ready. If you are not ready, don't waste Nigerians' time. Don't waste Edo-Light's time. Because we can fall in love with you, we want you, but you are not prepared. And at the end of the day, we lose to a man who has been
prepared in what terms? Are you talking about money here?
Money is involved. That's what I'm saying. Money is involved. Money is involved. Wow. And there's nothing we can do about that in the now. And that's my view. And I believe that if we look at it from that perspective, if aspirants look at it from that perspective, they'll be ready. In fact, the political parties don't have money. They need money from the aspirants. As it were.
74 ward. Can you visit it without money?
You cannot.
Wow.
So we need money.
Can you visit it without money?
So
now, talking about the units right now, I'm saying, okay, fine. Can one now deduce that the person with the fattest account, or will I say, with our mobilization money,
campaign,
will eventually come out tops in this political party, irrespective of the senatorial zone?
Well, that's why I have never agreed to be called a politician, because I fundamentally disagree with some of the...
Because you don't have the money to spend.
But maybe because I don't have the money to spend also.
Okay.
Yeah, I fundamentally disagree with some of these positions, and it's worrisome that as much as I don't like it, this is the truth, this is the reality of things. But I will disagree to the extent that I want to insist that we have seen what money politics has done to our country. You see people just win elections, go to government house, like I said, fix a pipeline straight from government house to Lagos or wherever they came from, and begin to funnel our resources that way. We cannot, if Edo, as of today, Edo is stagnant. I said if somebody disagree with me.
Well, that is your opinion, but to some persons, Edo is moving forward.
It is stagnant. I'll prove it to you. The GDP of Edo 8 years ago was around 10.6 billion. The GDP of Edo today, adjusted to inflation, is around 10.6 billion. Is that not stagnancy? If you even look at it, if you now factor time, because with time you are supposed to grow. Yeah. Somebody who was 30 years, 8 years ago is now 38 years old. If you now factor in time, we have been moonwalking. You know what moonwalking is? If you know Michael Jackson, that he'll be going forward, but it's actually going backward. It looks like he's going, but that's moonwalking. Edo has been moonwalking in the last 7.5 years. So let us tell ourselves this is the truth.
With all these giant strides, are you not being biased with your analysis?
Giant stride is not painting new buildings. Giant stride is not opening new.
With tech innovation.
Where is the tech innovation?
With infrastructure.
Where is the phase?
With the civil service. Are you being fair with this analysis?
Let us tell ourselves the truth. Look, some people watch too much television and they listen to too much of Facebook, and some people are impressed with big English. But I am a realist. They call one at that. Development is not opening new shopping center where people go and spend their money. Development is not pulling down libraries to build a shopping center. In Lagos, they have 6 ShopRite. 6. The government has never come out to claim that they are the ones that make ShopRite happen. In Abuja, they have 5 ShopRites. Delta State behind us, they have 2 ShopRite. We have 1 and we are shouting. So please, I don't even want to talk about individual today. I told you the day you want to discuss development, bring me, I will talk about it. So please, going forward, and I'm not talking about this government, because for me this government is concluded, it's gone. Otilo, you don't go.
Because after all, next year there'll be an election. Okay, that's our calculation. Anyway, going forward, you just hold on. I want to go for a break. We'll return. We'll continue this discussion. Don't go away. After all, it is at the end of the term or so. Almost 8 years is normal. It's understandable. Its time has come and almost gone till, let's say, a few months for the election to be conducted, and the new governor will definitely come up. So don't go away. We'll be right back with the no-zoning policy of the APC, the impact on 2024 Edo State election.
TMI, every opinion counts.
Thank you so much for staying tuned. We are at the end of today's edition of This Morning on ITV. We've been talking on about the no-zone policy of the APC, the impact or the effect it's going to be having in the forthcoming election. And my analysts, they've been speaking their minds. Yes, sometimes motion can't just fly, but they're doing their best to make sure they follow rules and regulations governing the airwaves. The non-zoning policy now gave rise to so many other aspects of the election vis-a-vis money. Some of them agree that money is the most important document. That's what some people are saying. It's the most important document. It's not a document, but in this election, according to pundits, is the most important. And the ticket might just go to the one that has the heaviest of all weight in terms of finances. But is that really the right way to go? Don't forget also that a government without a successor according to popular saying, might just lead to failure. So we want someone that can continue from where the government of the day stopped and even do more, surpassing the government of the day. That is the desire of Edo citizens, because we are all stakeholders. It concerns you and I. So how do we get there? Don't forget to mention the sympathy, the talk of it to be Zone 2, Edo Central. But so many intrigues, so many things going on right now that might encourage the people from that zone to say, yes, it's our turn. Or on the other hand, might discourage them saying, these guys, they are running, will we really get to our turn? But for fairness sake, where do we go from here? The same question I threw at, I'm going to ask you, Ras. Would those heavyweights in this political party, would they want to step down to accept the negotiation, the heartfelt plea from people from Edo Central to at least produce a governor? Come on, for the first time since Edo State was given birth to, after all, 16 years for Edo South, 8 years for Edo North, and now Edo Central, nothing. Because if you want to count a governor's tenure from that region, it was truncated because of court injunction. So, what have to say about this? Will this power weight, this heavyweight that are coming out right now, flagging off their campaign, do you see them stepping down for that desire to be met?
Yeah, Wilson, thank you very much. Politics is a very difficult game.
Very difficult?
Yes.
How?
Sometimes. You know why I say it's a difficult game sometimes? Barrister explained something just now, maybe you did not pick it very well. There are some Edo South aspirants that believes they have the money, that believes they have the follower, that believe they have the capability and the capacity to really rule as a governor. Yes, there are. There's no doubt. And they believe that they can win. They won't want to step down. But last, some might still lose in the field. Then when it comes to money bag, it plays a role too. Because really, you got to campaign from the south to the north, from the north to the central, the 18 local governments, the different wards, units, and wherever you go, you must drop something that kola nut. You must drop a kola nut. Irrespective of how much the kola nut is, depending on how big the place is, some 100, some million. The kola nut always go with.
How can you purchase a kola nut with 1 million naira for crying out loud? How? They need to know how.
Political kola nut.
It's a political kola nut. I don't understand. So it is very important too that whoever we are also bringing must be able to finance the election, because you start spending money wasting right from the day you tell your family, I want to contest as a governor. Do you know how you start standing from the house? The moment you tell your family, say you want to contest governor, your wife don't know, say you get extra money for pocket. That make you want to contest. You won't request to come, they come. Then you want to pack them along to campaign. They will not tell you don't buy fuel for motor, I will buy daddy. You will still buy fuel. Carry them along to the unit or to the meeting ground. You will sponsor them back again. And when you are leaving the unit there, you will still spend money. Because you have already told them you want to contest. So you must put a kola nut to tell them really you are ready to contest. So you start spending money the day you pronounce it from your mouth. I want to be aspirant. So we pray that the money bags does not take the lead, but the competence should take the lead. But whoever have the competence should be able to have the competence in this one too.
That's
The money.
That's competence. Financial competence.
Financial competence is involved. Mentally competence is involved. The interest of the people is involved. Because if you look at it, Wizen, I want to use this as an example now. To imagine who knows Nigerians, who doesn't know Nigerians. Because when we were talking about homeboys and travelers, you were kind of taking it like, My brother said it does not matter. It matters. Because if, for example, I'm from Edo South and I'm contesting, and I live around the Kenwan Road, and I pass through that place every day, and I know that my people supposed to be spending 100 naira to work because their mini salary of 15,000, 25,000, 30,000 naira, if you remove that 3,000 in a month, it will still be enough for them to still manage. I know this problem. Then we now know that this same man that is receiving 25,000, 30,000 naira is spending 1,000 every day to work. What is remaining?
Because of bad.
It's a collective punishment of bad government. Secondly, many do not even want to go to work because they don't have the money. Who is lacking? The same economy, the same people. Some that has their cars now, when they go to work, their cars are being broken down before they go to. They spend money to repair chalk, to repair different things on the legs because of the they pass every day. If he's a homeboy, he knows their pains. He knows what they want. He knows how to fix this road so that my people will not spend too much again. So my people will not suffer. Reduce their costs. That is indirect stomach infrastructure. That you did not give them money directly, but you have reduced their pains and their expenses through good governance, through good infrastructure. That's a homeboy that can give you that. Somebody that's just come from America today, he has not been in Nigeria maybe for like 2 years now, or 3 years. He doesn't know how the state of Ekenwa Road is. He doesn't know how the state of Agbo Road is. He doesn't know how the state of Saple Road is.
He has representatives from those areas.
He's supposed to have people.
They are lied to him.
But if he understands them, he knows what they need. He will give them what they need.
Right.
So, whichever way, we should pray our leaders, those big wings from the south, they are very powerful, they are popular. They should please hear the appeal of the central, listen to their negotiation, listen to their lobby, work with them, and let's make it do great.
All right. Thank you so much, Samuel Higato, a.k.a. Ras, and that's your last line for this discussion. And you ended on a note appealing to the conscience of the big wigs in the Edo South, because like what you rightly said, they are bent on going ahead. They don't want to step down because they know they have the popularity, they have the money, and they can do something in the election. Finally, Barrister Pango, does it not mean that if you don't have the financial muscle, you're out of the game? No hope for you, no matter the party.
The three of us here, are we not qualified to be a governor of this state?
Why are we not there?
Governor Lucky Gbededion was 40 years when he became governor.
Governor, yeah.
So is it that we are not qualified, or why are we not contesting? So in my view, money is very important.
It's number one.
In everything you do in this world, money is important, and politics cannot be an exception. So for me, if you don't have financial competency, leave this field. Let's know those who have financial competency.
So you must have the money.
Yeah, don't come and give us what we call emotional dissatisfaction. By the time we put you there, you can no longer run with the vision, and then you disappoint all of us. It has happened before. Have we not learned our lessons? So for me, I think that financial competency, as of today, is very relevant. And then, like he was saying, I cannot remember that Professor Ambrose Ali, who ruled the state of blessed memory very well in our records, was an homeboy. I'm not sure. But he came here, he had the interest to rule well. Like I said, corruption is our problem. He never had a house in this state. So if you say you do not have people, or they are not aware that Ekenwa Road has issues, that would be surprising. We all know that.
But really, some are not aware.
They are aware.
How come our governor is not aware?
It's not that
The governor is aware.
How can you say it is not?
governor is
Why has
aware.
he not fixed it?
Wait.
If he's aware.
He said during the drag scene, they work on it. Look, you people should let's leave sentiment out of this. People should suffer. Our time is almost up. People should suffer more. Please,
Let me land. You
Yes,
see,
please.
The governor is fully aware of the problems in this state. And previous governments have always been that way. The only thing I know they keep complaining about is scarcity of resources. They do not have enough resources to solve all the problems, as it were. But that is not even the main problem. The main problem, in my view, is the corruption in the system. From my records, I am even sure that the last administration ought to have completed that Ekenwan road over 80%. And money was made available for that assignment.
All right. Thank you.
When we manage our corruption, we lead well. That's my view.
Thank you so much, Barrister. Thank God. Well, Idris.
In the final analysis, yes. I want to insist that ASAN agenda is not equal to Governor Obaseki's agenda. The ASAN people will produce a leader that can lead the state. And when we talk about money, money should be secondary. If we emphasize money too much, we will lose our footing in this state. And about our infrastructure, the state of our infrastructure, honestly, I feel that sometimes these governors are not aware. Because if they are aware, they will do it. It will take a proper wicked man to see the state of a Kenwan road and not fix it and claim to be aware of it and blame rainy season. There are places in this world where they don't have dry season. They are building roads there. Our case cannot be different. This is my position. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. You've heard them, their own personal opinion. It's nothing to do with ITV, but they spoke their mind. They spoke their mind. This is how they feel. They are with, all these thoughts, all these emotions being gathered up in one person just because of the state of the state we are living in, Edo State. Who will be the next governor? What are the parameters? What are the credentials to ascertain the capability of the next governor? Should it be by zoning or competence? Should it be homeboy or the away boys? I don't know. All we want, travelers. All we want is a good governor, and it begins with your decision and my decision. Look at the aspirants very well. Know who you go out there to cast your vote for when the time comes. Gentlemen, once more, appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
We'll do this again some other time. Bye for now.